Hey, I'm Brian from BrianKeaneFitness.com, qualified personal trainer and sports nutritionist. Are you a GEA player looking to get stronger, leaner, and faster? So when it comes to building muscle and getting faster at the same time, there's a lot of misconceptions around this for GEA players. Building muscle doesn't equal slowing down. Building muscle the right way equals speeding up. But there are some things that you need to look out for. And there are some things that you need to do in order to build muscle and get faster at the same time for GEA. Number one, keep your protein consumption consistent. When it comes to building muscle, your nutrition plays a massive role in this. Your overall calorie intake, your carbohydrates, your fats, all of these are going to contribute to your ability to build muscle. But the most important of all is protein. Protein, or the amino acids that make up protein, are the building blocks of muscle. If you don't hit your daily protein requirements, you're not going to be able to build muscle. You're also not going to be able to recover as well from workouts, meaning you'll be sore and performance can dip. Protein consumption varies greatly person to person and player to player based on your genetic history, based on your training load currently, and based on your own height and weight and current goals. But the general rule of thumb is going to be 1 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. So a player who's 80 kilograms is going to eat between 80 and 160 grams of protein per day. Again, this might be a little bit higher or a little bit lower based on an overall nutritional plan, but it's a good general rule of thumb when it comes to building muscle. So keep your protein consistent day to day and make good quality choices. Complete protein sources that have all the essential amino acids if possible. Chicken, turkey, beef, pork, different meats, different fish, mackerel, salmon, cod, all really good sources of meat and complete proteins and fish that can potentially help you build muscle. And if you're a plant-based athlete, then you just need to do more food combinations of different beans, grains, and legumes to hit all your essential amino acids. Which brings me to my second point. Keep multi-dimensional movements in your workouts. So as I said at the top of the video, building muscle doesn't equal slower player. Actually, building muscle the right way can make you faster. But that comes down to your workout regimen. If you're in the gym doing bodybuilding style movements, 8 to 10 reps, 3 to 4 sets in single movement patterns and planes of motion, that's not going to have a positive impact on your performance on the pitch. At best, it can slow you down. At worst, it can increase your risk of injury. So make sure you're keeping multi-dimensional movements in your workout regimen. Spider push-ups, side lunges, compound lifts that are focusing around strength, and then add in your hypertrophy work and bodybuilding work alongside it. The danger is going to be in the dose. If you're trying to build muscle, you want to be working in those hypertrophy parameters that I mentioned. But that can't be your entire program. So give yourself the best of all worlds. Focus on your compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, military press, bench press, and then add in some multi-joint movements and keep some plyometrics in there as well. Your clapping push-ups, your box jumps, etc. And design your entire program around those movements. Point number 3, stay on top of your recovery. When it comes to building muscle and getting faster, you have to stay on top of your recovery as a GEA player. And what I mean by this is that you recover with your sleep and your nutrition, and maybe some other practical elements like ice baths or Epsom salts baths that soak your body and muscle with magnesium so you can further enhance your recovery. But that will look different player to player. The reason it's so important to stay on top of your recovery when trying to build muscle and get faster is because you're trying to cover multiple goals to improve your performance as a player. You're in the gym tearing down muscle fibers, you're on the pitch doing the same thing and trying to improve your performance, and you're trying to get the best of all worlds. So in order to do that, you need a nutritional plan and a recovery strategy that will support it. When it comes to your nutrition, you're sticking with the bread and butter basics. Complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, complete protein sources. When it comes to your sleep recovery, you're looking at your quality versus your quantity of sleep. Some players need 7 hours, some players need 8 hours per night, some players need 9 hours plus per night. It really depends on your overall nutrition and your genetic history, and some people just need more sleep than others in order to feel fully recovered and repaired. So experiment with what your sweet spot is and then prioritize that every single night. And then throw in some practical elements like ice baths after training if you need to enhance your recovery further, or maybe a hot Epsom salt bath to further enhance recovery day to day and in between sessions. Point number 4, prioritize your glute work. When it comes to getting faster, there are certain body parts that play a higher priority role when it comes to being able to take off and improve your speed. Your glutes being the primary muscle group here. So in your training, you're going to be prioritizing that body part with different movement patterns that hit it. Squats are a fantastic move for hitting glutes, especially if you're coming down, sitting on a box and exploding up. Reverse lunges, another really good one. Box jumps where you're exploding up from the ground. All of these exercises can potentially be great for activating your glutes and getting them to fire. So don't neglect them in your training. The temptation when you're looking to build muscle is to go in and do your arms and do your chest, but don't neglect the muscle group that's going to have a direct impact on your speed on the pitch. And then the final point, which we've already touched on, is a minimum effective dose on hypertrophy. So hypertrophy, or bodybuilding parameters as they're also known, is 8 to 10 reps on a movement, 3 to 4 sets with a 60 to 90 second rest. That's your basic foundational principles and fundamentals for building muscle. And if you're trying to build muscle and get faster, you need to incorporate this into your program. But it also doesn't need to be the entire program. So do some hypertrophy work at the start, in the middle, or at the end of each session. But also make sure you have some form of strength work in there and conditioning work so that it doesn't negatively affect your performance on the pitch. If you have a lot of training experience, you can also mix and match. You can pick some really good S&C style movements, trap bar deadlifts, single leg glute bridges, single leg Romanian deadlifts, and then you can do them for hypertrophy parameters. So you pick one of those movements, you do 8 reps or 10 reps, you do a 60 to 90 second rest, and then you do 3 to 4 sets. But again, experiment with this and find what works best for you. So those are 5 tips with how to build muscle and get faster for GEA. So hopefully this video helped a lot. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for videos coming every single week.